This is a few minutes about the work of Metropolitan Family Services. We're an organization of social workers that help families with the many problems that confront people in the family unit. Mothers and fathers, troubled kids, aging parents. We prepare young men and women for employment. We counsel them for parenthood. We help with the legal matters and with care for the elderly and their families. We help with a wide variety of problems in family life, problems of the mind and of the spirit. Metropolitan is a linchpin for hundreds of families, a backbone of support for thousands of individuals. Our work takes place throughout Chicagoland. This is a brief look at one of our offices located in the Evanston-Skokie area. Meet two of our dedicated professionals specializing in child and adolescent mental health and hear a little bit about how we work.
My name is Sandra Stummy. I'm the Executive Director for our office for Metropolitan Family Services in Skokie and Evanston.
I'm Gina Tabacci. I'm the Program Supervisor for Children's Mental Health for Metropolitan Family Services, and I've worked at the Evanston office for 11 years.
Tanya is a 17-year-old high school senior. For 4 years now, a sadness has been growing quietly inside her. It's darkened her mind. It's locked her heart.
When Tanya first came into our program, it was very difficult for her to engage in services and to meet with a therapist. She was pretty guarded, and I think had counseling years past and had kind of a negative experience. And that's often what we see sometimes is we start to see kids, and they may say, I hate seeing counselors, or they've had a really bad experience. So it takes a long time for the therapist to develop trust.
Family is our middle name. No child, no person can really be understood or really helped with their problems without knowing how they were raised or the environment they're living in. The family and the environment is sometimes a part of the problem, but the family is always a part of the solution. We try to work with everyone in the family context, often working right inside the home.
Well, one of the things that I think makes Metropolitan Family Services stand out from other agencies is that most of our services are home-based, and I think that really helps the families. We seem to be able to. There are many families that we see that don't have transportation, and the Evanston office, we see families that live out in Des Plaines, and it's very hard for them to get to our office via public transportation. So I think that we're able to see a lot of high-risk families by doing home-based work.
Marcus is a 15-year-old sophomore. His mother's been gone a long time. He has no idea who his father is. One person who does care for him is his grandmother. Marcus and his grandmother have a loving bond, but Marcus is at a critical age. He's at a critical stage. The pressures of growing up in the streets are becoming a problem. The gang has come calling. They want to be his family. Marcus is going to be making some serious decisions.
Marcus is 15, and he was actually seen in our program for about 6 months. He's being raised by his grandmother. His mother passed away when he was about 4. When he came to our program, the concern at that time was that he was getting into a lot of fights with kids at school, and there was a lot of pressure for him to join a gang. When the therapist met with Marcus, he said that he didn't really want to go that route. He didn't want to get gang involved, but was feeling a lot of pressure. And part of what was happening was the guys who were in the gang were fighting with him and kind of beating him up and saying, we want you to join this gang and we want you to be a part of this gang. And Marcus was kind of stuck between, being in a gang and not being in a gang. I think almost always the kids that we see in our program, they want to do well. They want to do better than they're doing, and the parents want what's best for them. And so a lot of what we do is really empower them and give them hope. Many of the kids that we see are really depressed and feel rather hopeless. That it's a relationship that's built on trust, and it's one that takes time, but the families do really learn to trust us and know that we want to help them and that we can help them. I mean, a lot of what we do as well is empower them and try and instill hope and help them see that things can be a lot better for them.
We are doing some really, really good work here, especially with our children and adolescents in our mental health program. But we need your help to continue.
Tanya's story and Marcus's story are just two examples of the thousands of individuals and families that have a need for the kind of services that Metropolitan uniquely delivers. Without us, Tanya and Marcus would have been out of luck, and their lives and the lives of their families would certainly have taken a turn for the worse. Our work in the Evanston-Skokie Center and throughout Chicagoland has never been more important than in these tough economic times. And our own important resources have never been more stretched. If you can help us do more of this work, we'll be able to assist another Tanya and another Marcus. We can help keep another life from coming apart and to help another family to help itself.
If Metropolitan Family Services weren't around, Tanya would be really struggling and would be hospitalized a lot more often, and Marcus would probably be in a gang.